A very warm welcome to you all, students. Today we'll begin the chapter number 8, Reach for the Top, from the Beehive. In this particular chapter, there are two parts. We'll be doing the first one today, and as the name suggests, Reach for the Top. This title itself is very appropriate for the person whom we are going to deal in the chapter later on. Reach for the top means, obviously, there are two meanings about it. Because Santosh Yadav, who is the main character of the chapter, it's about the person who had scaled Mount Everest not only once but twice, being a woman. Next thing is that reach for the top has two particular meanings. In a way, reaching at the top of the mountain, that's the Mount Everest, and the other meaning for reach for the top is that she received the enormous amount of glory, her hard work, and being a woman, scaling the Mount Everest twice is really a great achievement which is to be taken in account of her hard work, dedication towards it. So, we'll begin the chapter Reach for the Top, Santosh Yadav, page number 99. The only woman in the world who scaled Mount Everest twice was born in a society where the birth of a son was regarded as a blessing, and a daughter, though not considered a curse, was not generally welcomed. So, in this society, yet this evil prevails. We all know that the birth of a boy is welcomed by everyone, not as much as the birth of a girl. But now times has changed, and the birth of a girl is really now appreciated by the parents and the society. So now the time has changed, but we are talking about the time when the girl child was not very much welcome. When her mother was expecting Santosh, a traveling holy man, giving her his blessing, assumed that she wanted a son. So, a holy man, a sadhu maybe, we can say, blessed her with having that she should have a son. But to everyone's surprise, the unborn child's grandmother, the grandmother who was there of Santosh Yadav, who was standing close by, told him that they did not want a son. Now that was something very, very different during that time, because everybody wanted son, and the grandmother said that we don't want a son, we want a girl child. The holy man was also surprised. Nevertheless, he gave the requested blessing, and the holy man, as told, he gave the blessing of a girl child. And as destiny would have it, the blessing seemed to work. Santosh was born the sixth child in a family with 5 sons. So Santosh was the sixth child and already had 5 brother sons, a sister to 5 brothers. Now she was a sister to 5 brothers. She was born in a small village of Joniavas of Rewari district in Haryana. So she was from Haryana, a very small village. The girl was given the name Santosh. As we all know, Hindi and Gujarati, this word does appear, Santosh. It means contentment, satisfaction. So she was given this name Santosh, which means contentment. But Santosh was not always content with her place in a traditional way of life, but she was very different from her name. Santosh means satisfaction, contentment, with the person who accepts everything without any, without creating any other problem. But here she was totally different from her name. Why? She began living life on her own terms from the start. Santosh herself was very independent, self-dependent person. Being a girl, yet she took her own decisions and in her life and her own terms and from the very beginning. Where other girls wore traditional Indian dresses, Santosh preferred shorts. See, now this was the beginning when she was very young, at a very young age. When obviously in Haryana they do wear their traditional clothes, and girls especially do wear those traditional clothes. But from the very beginning, Santosh rejected those traditions. She did not force herself to wear those traditional clothes which other girls used to wear. So that was the first thing that the change that she wanted to create. So she did not like those dresses with the clothes with the traditional dresses that the girls wore, and during that time she preferred wearing shorts. That was very much surprising. Looking back, she says now, from the very beginning I was quite determined that if I chose a correct and a rational path, rational means which leads to truth, reality, facts. Rational path, the others around me had to change, not me. She used to wear shorts, and from the very beginning, these are her own words, that if I am correct, I will do the thing that I wish, and I'll do all those things rationally, I'll do the right things. So if somebody has a problem, the other person needs to change, I will not change. The other person need to change around me, I will not change myself unless and until I am always correct. Santosh's parents were affluent landowners, means they were rich. Santosh was not born in a very poor family or something like that. They were well-to-do family, landowners, they had lots of land, who could afford to send her children to the best school. See, during that time also they could afford Santosh to send to get her education at the best school somewhere. Yet, even to the country's capital New Delhi, just imagine, at that time also they could send her to New Delhi to just for her education, which was quite close by, and Delhi is very close to Haryana, we know that. But in the line means following or in accordance with, according to, in the line with prevailing customs in the family. Now obviously traditional the family customs are there in each and every state, they are different. So Santosh had to make do with the local village school. So the traditions and the family, orthodox family maybe, did not allow the girl to stay outside alone, and she had to study in the local school in a small village. So she decided to fight the system. See, here she decided to fight the system, that why this is wrong. Why should I not go anywhere outside for a higher education? So what did she do? She decided to fight the system in her own quiet way when the right moment arrived, and the right moment came when she turned 16, and she was waiting for her time. And when she was 16 years old, at 16 most of the girls in the village used to get married, and as we know that in villages the girls are married at a very young age, and during those times it was considered very normal. So all the girls who used to study with her at the age of 16, they got married mostly, and that was considered the perfect time during those time. So 16, most of the girls in the village used to get married. Santosh was also under pressure from her parents to do the same. Obviously the parents forced her that now it is time, you should get married, all the girls are getting married. So now a new problem in her life. A marriage as early as that was the last thing on her mind. Last thing on her mind means the least important thing. She never wanted to get married at such a young age. She threatened her parents that she would never marry if she did not get proper education. And what did she say? That I will not marry right now because I am not even properly educated. I want to study first. I want to get a better education to build my career, and then I will think about getting marriage. She left home and got herself enrolled in a school in Delhi. See how much she dared, and she was alone. Nobody supported her. These were her own decision that she took, and she got enrolled in a school at Delhi, where when her parents refused to pay her education, she enrolled herself in a school at Delhi. So the parents rejected because they were forcing her to get married. So what did the parents say? That we will not pay your fees. We are not going to give you any financial benefits. We are not going to give you money. How will you study there? How will you stay there? So thinking that she would reject the idea and be in the same village. But Santosh was a very determined and a strong girl. What did she do? When her parents refused to pay her education, she politely informed them of her plans to earn money by working part-time to pay her school fees. See, what did she do? She told parents that don't worry, if you are not going to pay fees, I am going to work part-time. After the school, I am going to work somewhere and I will get the money and I will pay the fees. This is what she told to the parents. Her parents then agreed to pay her for her education. So, what could the parents do? They had no choice. They thought that better to pay her fees than making her daughter work somewhere. So, later on they confirmed and they said that okay, then we are going to pay your fees. Wishing always to study a bit more, and she always wanted to study more and more, and with her father slowly getting used to her urge for more education, and slowly she started telling the parents, mother, father, that she wanted to study, and later on slowly getting used to the urge, and the father also understood that she wants to study more and more. Santosh passed the high school examination and went to Jaipur. Now Rajasthan is also very close to Haryana. So now she, after finishing that, she went to Jaipur. She joined Maharani College and got a room in Kasturba Hostel. Now Maharani College is a very renowned college at Jaipur, at present also. It's specially only girls college, and they do have a college known as Maharaja College, that is specially only for the boys. These both the colleges are really very top level colleges in Rajasthan, and they do have a very good reputation throughout India. So she enrolled herself in that very reputed institute, that was the Maharani College, and got a room, but she had to stay somewhere. So she got herself a room on rent in the Kasturba hostel. There was a hostel for girls. There she got enrolled herself and she lived in the hostel. Santosh remembers Kasturba hostel faced the Aravalli hills, and as we know that the mountain ranges in the Rajasthan are known as the Aravalli range, the Aravalli hills, and her room faced those hills. No doubt the hills were very far, but yet the window, when she opened, she could see those Aravalli hills, because there are lots of mountains, as you know, in Rajasthan throughout. I used to watch villagers from my room going up the hill and suddenly vanishing after a while. So she used to watch, sitting in her room, that villagers used to climb those hills and suddenly they used to disappear. Means they used to climb very high or go on the other side of the mountain and they used to disappear. So that was something that she wanted, that was the birth of her urge to get to be a mountaineer. That motivated her, and slowly she started loving those mountains. She wanted to be there. Many times even we want to leave everything and be somewhere at a very quiet place, a peaceful place, maybe beaches or maybe mountains, maybe snow area, hill covered with snows. We do have that urge. We always want to live a life which we want, but most of us don't get the chances. So now she was alone, she was studying, and every day she used to watch people climbing. That little bit of spark that in her mind, in her heart had developed at that very point. So I decided to check it out myself. Check it out means to find out. And so one day she decided that I will go to those mountains and see how are those mountains, where do those people go, how do they climb. So these were the things that came to her mind, and she decided that she wanted to be there. I found nobody except a few mountaineers. So she when reached there, one day she decided and she went there, and when she reached there, she found that those were the mountaineers, those who were climbing mountains. I asked if I could join them. To my pleasant surprise, they answered in the affirmative and motivated me to take to climbing. So see, when we have an urge, when we have a dream in our heart, and if we have decided that we want to be this, nobody can stop us. We want to achieve something, nobody can stop us. And mostly it happens only in those things which we love to do. So it becomes a passion. It doesn't remain only a job, but it becomes a passion. So what we have always decided to do and we get a chance to do, we mostly succeed in that. When we don't succeed, that we want to do something but we have to do something else, then we don't have much interest in doing it. So this is what she wanted to always do this, and she started. This was the first beginning, and she just asked those mountaineers that can I join, and they were very pleasant people, and they told yes, why not, and they also motivated her to take on climbing. See, you cannot just go and climb any mountain. It is very risky, dangerous, and extremely very hard to do so. It needs a lot of training. Just like you cannot speak a new language in 2 days, you need to learn, you need to do very hard work, then you learn something in all parts of life, in all particular things. You have to get trained, you have to get lots of experience, after that only you can achieve. So mountaineering itself is a very difficult thing to do. So obviously she cannot just on the next day start climbing the mountains. You have to get trained very well for that. So you have to take mountain climbing classes also for that. There are, just like we have schools, there are mountaineering schools, climbing schools that teach you, guide you. Then there was no looking back, and that is what she wanted to do. And she says that after that there was no looking back. She wanted to do this, and she got the chance. For this determined young girl, she saved money and enrolled in a course at Uttarkashi Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. So she got the admission there, where in the Uttarkashi Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. She enrolled there, means she got the admission there. And she started working there, means she started her training there. My college semester in Jaipur was to end in April. Now she was also studying, she was also doing the college. So the semester was going to end in the April, but it ended on the 19th of May by some reason. Just like we are having those reasons right now, like we are getting delayed. In the same way, due to some technical problems, maybe the exam got delayed, and instead of April, it went to May. But it ended in the 19th of May, and I was supposed to be in Uttarkashi on the 21st, and she had to be there on the Uttarkashi in the mountaineering school on the 21st. So I did not go back home. See, what did she do? After finishing obviously college, everyone, those who are staying away, rushed to their native place. But she did not go home. After finishing her final exams also, she did not go home. And instead, I headed straight for the training, and instead of going home, she went directly to the training institute. I had to write a letter of apology. Apology means saying sorry something. So headed straight also means going directly, write a letter of apology to my father, without whose permission I had got myself enrolled in Uttarkashi. Now again she had not taken the permission of the parents, neither of the family, and she got admission, she got enrolled. So she was afraid that the father would scold her, the family would like or not like being a girl child and going to a mountaineering class. So she was very much under pressure during that time. But first of all, she got enrolled, and now she had to write to her father that, sorry father, I have got enrolled, I will not be able to come to our village because I have joined a new college, and with those permission I had got myself, without whose permission? She did not take the permission of the father and got herself enrolled in the Uttarkashi Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. We will continue with the chapter. Okay, thank you.